Okay, welcome back. Today I'm joined by my friend, Attorney Matthew Underwood. Matt operates Underwood Legal, LLC, a boutique estate planning and elder law firm in Madison, Wisconsin. And Matt, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me today, Tom.
So Matt, I have a good question for you that just came in recently, and here it is. It's from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and the writer asked the following: can I list a beneficiary in a will without their social security number?
Good question. So, can you list a beneficiary in a will without a social security number? Absolutely. When we're naming a beneficiary in a will, that we absolutely need to be able to identify that person. So, I'd recommend a full legal name with a middle initial, even. But I would encourage you not to put a social security number in a will. And I would go as strong to say never put a social security number in a will, because wills become public record once the person making the will passes away. So anything that you thought might have been your private wishes that you put in your will, all of that becomes public when you pass away. So the other thing is, if you put a beneficiary's social security number in the will and you pass away, again, that becomes public record. And now that beneficiary is going to have to live with the fact that their social security number is out in the public record. So we want to avoid that at all costs. Now, if you're working with a life insurance company, financial company, and you want to set up a beneficiary on one of your policies or one of your accounts, oftentimes the financial company will ask for the beneficiary information, including social security number. And usually that's okay, because those beneficiary forms aren't public record. That's just a contract that you have between yourself and the insurance or financial company. So that would be fine. So again, you can put that in a beneficiary form if asked by the financial company, but do not put a social security number in the will. So that's really, Tom, and you can chime in here, but that's where I would recommend that people look at doing trust planning, because when we do trust planning, trusts do not end up in court at all. Trusts are private documents. So when people have concerns about privacy, or asset protection, even, that's where we're really looking at trusts instead of wills. But I don't know your thoughts on that, Tom.
Yeah, exactly, Matt. That was a great answer. I have never put a social security number in a will, just for that reason. You don't want that personally identifiable information on likely your loved one, your heirs, out there after your death, because at that point you're dead, so your social security number might not be a problem, but their number being out there would be a problem for them. And again, all I do is the full legal name. We just have to be able to identify the heir in the will, and a full legal name is plenty. I've never done a social security number, and I agree with Matt. I would caution against it. And Matt, I think you're spot on with, there's maybe some confusion with life insurance companies sometimes request that information on their death benefit form, social security number, but it is not a legal requirement in a will, and certainly not in the Wisconsin statutes. So go ahead and put your will together with the help of an attorney, and just use the full legal name of that beneficiary you want to name. So I think that's a great question, and we wish you well with getting that set up. Matt, thank you for joining us and for that great answer.
And thank you, Tom.
And thank you to the questioner for the great question. That's all for today. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.